Muhammad Umar Farooq biological video. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share. Ask the question for answer and comment about the artwork. So in this video we will talk about the plant stem anatomy. So it means the plant stem, it means the shoot system which that contains stem. Stem is used for the photosynthesis via leaves and erect and maintain their structure, for example erection, and they sustain into the atmosphere due to the stem. So the stem is made up of vascular vascular bundles and containing xylem and phloem, epidermis, and cortex different. We will discuss about here. So here is the terminal bud and axillary bud are present is down, but terminal bud in the apex. So intermediate are present and internode are present, and node to node, that is distance from one bud produce, and the second bud will be node to node, and there's node to node. Between the node to node is the distance is known as internode. So here is the blade and is the stipule that's present in the leaves are smaller leaf, and petiole is the pulvinus or stack which that are attached the leaf with the stem. So here I will discuss about the little bit about the leaf. So leaf is the basically here is the nervature secundaria, and here is the down is the basical nervature is primaria. The primaria means which that is midrib, and there's a vein. There's a vein arise to the lamina toward the basically throughout the leaf. So here the lambo, that is a basically vein, and here is the margin which that are covered, and there's the stipule and petiole are present is here. So next we will talk about the basically their cross section actually from here. So here we will talk about the cross section. So the cross section is made is of, first of all we will talk about the herb. That herb is, it is non-woody, okay, and that's herb is the non-woody, and there's not wood are present simply, and there's erection due to the basically water add into the cell, and that is a turgidity is produced, and that turgidity is due to the water pressure. So here the wheat plant which that is known Triticum aestivum, that's a scientific name, and here is the basically here is a herb. Okay, here is a herb which that contain the cross section area of the stem. So here is the xylem and phloem are present in the scattering form. Scattering form, that's a scattering form mean that disperse around the stem, okay, not arrange in a cycling manner or something with that are. So here is the proto xylem and protophlloem that are before the protoxylem and protophlloem. So here is the basically epidermis, cortex we have study about in this previous lecture. So here the pith, and here is the vascular bundle and containing xylem and phloem. There's a here. There's a basically herbaceous stem cross section. So here now we will talk about herb to shrub. There is shrub. There's shrub mean there's a little tree. Okay, that's a little tree mean there's have woody also. There's a wood are present in the shrub, but they are smaller than tree. So here we will draw a cross section of the stem of the shrub. So here the cross section of the shrub with that are, here is the basically upper part is known as epidermis, and inner part is the endodermis, okay, and between the epidermis and endodermis, that is the cortex is present. That distance is known as cortex, okay. So the cortex is basically the between the epidermis and endodermis, and between below the endodermis, that is the orange color shows that in the figure, that's known as pericycle, right? That's pericycle, and inside is the xylem is present, okay. The xylem is primary xylem is inside toward the pith, okay, now toward the pith, and secondary xylem will grow upper side and ultimately crush the primary xylem, and secondary xylem will be dominant, and inside is the heartwood, and outside is the sapwood. Sapwood mean conducting wood, and functional wood, and heartwood is non-conduction. So here is the primary xylem, and here is the vascular cambium. So here is basically the pith are present, and here is the basically vascular bundle containing xylem and phloem. With that here is cambium. This cambium ring is very important. The inside of the cambium will grow the xylem, and outside of the cambium will grow the phloem. So it means the phloem will go outside, and xylem will go inside. That's the secondary xylem and secondary phloem will. I am talking about that. So here is the cambium and primary xylem, vascular cambium, phloem, secondary outside which that grow ultimately, and secondary xylem are also present. That is the basically vascular tissue system is known as. That's a vascular tissue. Basically vascular tissue mean the conducting of food and conducting of water. That's okay. So here is the basically a tree. That's a tree is the large as compared to here the shrub, and here the large distance of the stem. That's a woody and too much woody because their hardwood is too much heavy, and there's used for the furniture due to the tylosis. The tylosis is a mechanism which that a deposition of too much or too much cellulose into the cell, hollow pit, hollow trachete, and hollow fibers. So here the stem for morphology. We will discuss about the stem is the different in shape and structure and appearance in monocot and dicot. So it means that we will talk about the here is the basically first of all we should discuss about the hollow and not hollow. The hollow stem is the basically here I will talk about here. The hollow is a fistular. Okay, the fistular mean the hollow inside from node to node. The stem contain node. I have study about here. So the stem contain node and node. There's distance from node to node is known as internode. So the internode contain hollow structure, not inside any too much things. So hollow structure in bamboo, for example, there's an example of bamboo, which that a hollow structure is known as fistular, and if not hollow structure and solid, for example, another we will talk about the sugar cane, which that are contain the not hollow, that is known as solid. So here is the basically jointed grass, jointed in grass. There's a jointed stem mean the jointed, and here is the prickly cylindrical and cylindrical in the low rose, the rose petals, rose flower stem. So here is the prickly that is the angular stem are present is here, and here is the flat. There's a flat stem. Flat means you know about that, the flat surface is flat. So flat stem can be succulent and non-succulent. If succulent, it means the turgid and store the mineral and vitamin and some water, resin, everything with that are stored in the form of stem, and that's known as succulent. So here we will talk about the general structure. I have drawn the general structure of the plant, and then we will discuss about the here is the stem, which that is very weak stem, that is known as twiner. The twiner means that they can hold from the another object to hold the plant, so that is known as twiner. And another is very important, that is known as climber, which that is climb to the wall or some sheets or some anything with that a climbing character is known as climber. So here is the climber. For example, I am drawing the general. There's the general structure of the plant which that are telling you the whole understanding about that. So here is the basically hook climbers, which that are hook climbers mean the hook like structure of the stem which that are used for the anchoring of the plant by the sportive thing. So here is the basically reduced aerial stem. With a reduced aerial stem mean which that are aerial but reduced. Reduced means the slightly leaves, but their stem is reduced. We will talk about in next reduced stem. So here is a sucker. There's a sucker stem that suck the material, and here is the runner and creeper stem which that go toward the water absorption or some nutrients mineral absorption from one place to another. And here is a the tuberous root in the form of potato. That's a potato is in same action, same present in the potato. That is the tuberous stem. So now we will talk about the underground stem, which that are reduced stem. So it means the reduced aerial stem. We will talk about and reduced underground stem. So first of all, here is the rhizome. The rhizome means the two. Rhizome means the root-like structure are present in the underground stem, which can be grow um, a root to shoot system. So that's rhizome is present here. And here is the bulb. The bulb is basically structure of in the onion, and the rhizome is in the form of ginger. And here is the tuber which that are in the form of potato, and comb is the structure are present in the comb. And here is the basically a spine, rose, and here is a sunflower. That's another thing. And here is the comb structure which that are reduced stem is the node to node and internode are present. And there is the root which that are present is adventitious root. Adventitious root means which that are directly arise from the stem, so that is called adventitious root. So here is a basically a creeper, runner, and area stem, and here is the reduced area, and here is the tuberous root. And I hope you make understand about that this concept about. It's very easy. And please comment